Hello, we are live for the second webinar. I'm looking really red in the face because we just finished the gym. And while everybody is getting into the room, I'm just going to go quickly make a protein shake, but feel free to chat in the chat box and the question box. Hello to everybody who's here already. Thank you. Let's get this protein shake done. Hello. Oh, drop my keys. Who have we got in the room? Who have we got? Raised hands 2. Attendees 4. Only 4? We had 33 people who were due to come to this today. So, who have we got? Attendees. Chris CT, Chang James, Bahane Keifel, Joseph Zubaidi, and Jon Neno. Classic. Okay, we've got a question coming in. Okay, Mr. Keifel. I'm 37 years old and weigh 150 pounds. I've never consumed alcohol, nor have I smoked. I maintain a healthy eating habit and would like to grow 3 inches or so. I would like to grow 3 inches. So, can I be 6 foot tall realistically? What are my chances considering my age? Well, you haven't mentioned how tall you are right now. Oh wait, I'd like to grow 3 inches, so you must be 5'9". Yeah, 5'9". Yeah, and yeah, definitely. I mean, I know 37 is a little bit on the older side, but yeah, definitely. In fact, I think we might be even having, I'm sure we might even be having skin tight flash on this call. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure I saw something on Facebook earlier that said we were having skin tight flash come in. So, but he'll yeah, definitely motivate you. Definitely. In fact, actually, if you want to be 6 foot, I think yourself and Skin might be good training partners, because I'm sure he's probably a little bit older than you, to be honest. But yeah, definitely, dude, definitely. Next question. In fact, does anyone want to talk? Does anyone want to? It's nice to get. Jon Neno's got his hand up, so I'll just say hello to John. Oh no, he's not got his hand up anymore. He's disappeared. Oh, he's here. Hold on. Let's see if we can pull John in. This thing never seems to work with John. I don't know why. We always press add John to the conversation and he never comes in. Oh no. Spill my protein shake. Tastes so good after a workout. I'm probably about to rush the workout just to get back for this webinar. I really timed it all wrong. I should have said 6 o'clock UK time. But hey, sometimes it's better to have a quicker workout. John, I am trying to add you to this to see if you can come up on stage. On stage. Chang James says, "Yo!" I'm going to give him a yo back. Yo! I think this is...
Hey,
Hey, Neno!
what's up?
How are you, dude? Why does it say Joe? Why does it say Joe on your...
Oh, I use my other account because the other one just for some reason it says blocked all the time. I don't know why.
Is this the one that you give to all the ladies?
Yeah, yeah, basically, yeah. Man.
How you been, man?
Good. I actually have some questions. 'Cause I know last time I didn't really have it like they didn't come to me, you know. This time I actually wrote them down.
Nice.
So, so the first one is about squats.
Yeah.
And like I know that in your program, like you have squats, but the thing is, like, if we're trying to lengthen like our spine and our cartilage, right? Won't squats, even if it's like 100 pounds, won't it like compress it though? That's the
Yeah,
thing.
that is that argument, isn't it? Because like doing squats ultimately does increase human growth hormone, but at the same time, you kind of don't want too much weight because it's gonna compress the spine.
Yeah,
It's a difficult one, mate. I'll be honest with you. It's a difficult question. It's a very difficult because you kind of contradicting yourself a little bit in some cases.
true.
Have you
Yeah.
have you done squats for like? Do you know what's funny? Some people are like scared to do them now because of obviously the decompression. So it's like, oh, I don't want to do it
Yeah.
because everything that I've done, it might just go back to zero. So
Yeah. Do you think like a good alternative would be like sprinting or jogging? Like,
yeah,
what do you think about jogging though? Is jogging just as good as sprinting? That's another
I
like,
I think personally, I think sprinting's better, definitely.
yeah.
In short,
Yeah, definitely.
if you can, I mean, me for example, I know I'm not doing my Grow Taller program anymore, but I'm doing like a weight loss one, which still I would still want to get kind of, I want to get my metabolism up, and I want to get, I want growth hormone as well because I'm doing muscle training and stuff. So
Exactly.
for me, a 20-minute, no, sorry, 21-minute run with a sprint every third minute. So I think it works out. It's 7 sprints. Yeah, 7 times 3 is 21. Yeah. So every third minute, I'll be sprinting for 1 minute. So I'll do 2 minutes, just like a nice, comfortable jogging speed, and then
Yeah.
I'll do a 1 minute sprint. Some people who I know in the gym will do like a 30-second flat out sprint, and then they'll jump off the treadmill, or well, jump to the side of the treadmill, uh,
Yeah.
and then rest for 30 seconds, and then do the same again for like 20 minutes, which to be
Yeah.
honest is probably a lot harder than what I'm doing because I'm having a longer rest period. But
Yeah. What I do when I do my sprints is I do about 7 sprints, 7 to 12, like
yeah,
depending on the day, and I'll sprint for about 20 seconds and then rest for a minute and just repeat the process.
yeah,
That's what I do.
you've
Um,
got to build it up because with sprints, I feel like you can lose it so quickly. Like your
yeah.
fitness with it is like you need to be doing it every other day to try and keep on top of it because it's like if you think that you can lose muscle and height fast, like your actual cardio, you just seem. For me, I think you lose it really quick, really quick.
Yeah, definitely. I've lost a lot of weight too, I noticed from doing sprints and even jogging because I do jogging too. Because sometimes I just enjoy doing jogging too, and I um I do it for microfractures too, I guess jogging because you're under the duration of running longer, I guess creates more microfractures. That's what I like heard or whatever. So
Are you still doing
um
the ankle weights?
I substitute it with inversion table now.
Oh yeah,
Like yeah. I do it here and there. I definitely do it here and there with the ankle weights. I mean, it's the cheapest routine. I mean, pair of ankle weights costs like $10, you know.
Yeah.
Inversion tables, on the other hand, like I have two inversion tables. My first one costed about $160. It was from Health Gear. My second one is actually a teeter hang up, and it was $400. Now you get what you pay for because my second inversion table, like it doesn't hurt your feet, so I'm able to kind of stay on there longer. That's what I was. Another thing I was going to ask you is, like, I know in your program you emphasize like a lot of hanging, like regular hanging. If we're
Yeah.
doing inversion table, right? Let's say like people like me that have inversion table, do I really need to do regular hanging or even stretching for that matter?
How long are you doing on the inversion table?
I I do around half hour a day at least,
Really?
sometimes an hour. Yeah,
It's quite a lot. That is really. That's quite
yeah,
quite a lot. In that kind of case, I'd probably say no. You'd probably be okay. You know, I think
yeah,
you're sort of saying like 10 minutes or something like that. I'd say perhaps do both, but those kind of time scales, it should be fine. Should be fine.
yeah. Because this is my routine, Lance. Like I basically I do it at night. That's another thing. If you can't like do it in the morning, you can like your routine in the morning. It's okay to do it at night, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, definitely, definitely.
definitely, yeah. Because a lot of people in the group were wondering that because a lot of them go to school or work or whatever, so or they just don't have the energy in the morning to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, for
um,
many of the guys that got the very first program that I did, I always recommended to sort of split it and do one session within an hour of waking up, and then your final session within an hour of going to bed. And I
yeah,
think now you could perhaps lay a little more slack on that, and perhaps say 2 hours after you wake up or 2 hours before you go to bed. This is
yeah,
just
definitely.
the stretching, not necessarily any other parts of it, but for the stretching, I thought that was really beneficial.
Yeah, me, I tend to do it more in the at night. Like if I have a little more energy, I'll do it in the afternoon. My basically my routine's been consisting of basically either sprinting or running. And then I'll come home and just hop on the inversion table right away and just, stay on there for half hour at a time, and then basically get off, go to sleep. If I have any extra, like, I don't know, energy, I'll throw some ankle weights on while I'm in bed, and then keep them on for about half hour, and then take them off.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, I mean, I've done this since September. Like inversion, I've only done since January. Like when I first started, I only was basically doing like regular hanging, and I think I only bought ankle weights in like October. So inversion I've only had for a few months, and that's when I noticed the that half-inch gain was like after I started using inversion. I it definitely, like most of my gains came from inversion. We have a question from Matt. He wants me to ask you something about how to harden the cartilage in the spine and legs. Like, I guess, let's say your cartilage were to expand, right? And you result in a height increase from that, right? Uh, how could you like harden that, so to speak?
yeah. I think he was asking something similar last time.
Yeah,
In honest truth, I don't know how it hardens, but bas-
yeah,
basically from the studies that I've looked at and from all the other information out there, by stretching the spine out constantly, like on a very consistent basis, the cartilage should, when I say should, that's with inverted commas, should thicken between.
yeah,
And you know, I assume ultimately that's why people become, you know, more supple as well. To be honest, in fact, I'm gonna quickly write this down because I actually, where you kind of you have a question but you don't fully know the answer. Like I need to
yeah, definitely, no problem.
let me just write this down. So cartilage, because I've got a funny feeling because I'm not a doctor as such, but I've got a funny feeling that there's like you've got cartilage that's so hard, it's so. But I've got a funny feeling that there's like a cartilage that's kind of malleable, so it's like it's not quite in a fixed state. It's not just like really hard. So like
Yeah, exactly.
as you're stretching, I feel like you'll get like fresh cartilage on top of your normal cartilage, but if you're not consistent, then it'll just sort of like go back to how it was. Like you've got to really keep on
Really
like
push it.
yeah, like you've got to keep doing it in order to.
Like a lot of people, like a lot of websites and people do like believe that you can gain height in your spine, like no doubt about it.
Yeah,
But there's a lot of like controversy of how to gain it in the legs. Like
yeah,
that's the thing.
definitely. Well, I
Like
did a video in Singapore about how to grow taller in the legs, and that one particular stretch technique. Because obviously in your legs you haven't got all these vertebrae to separate.
yeah,
You've got
exactly. You just gotta have a bones, that's it, and knee cartilage. That's all you have to work with.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's why a lot of people tend to get the leg extension surgery because that's maybe where they struggle to get the height.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt about that. With you, Lance, like when you were doing a Grow Taller program and you gained like 6 inches or whatever, do you think a lot of that height came from your spine or your legs?
To be honest with you, I think it was like I think I encouraged the growth spurt. That's what I try and sort of preach. Really, I think it was like it wasn't particularly just in the legs. It wasn't particularly just in the torso. It was like
Yeah, it was overall.
yeah, like a normal growth spurt. Which to me, it is better because you sort of you even out. It's like you haven't got these great big long legs with like a small torso.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. Like I'm
Yeah,
trying to get an even, growth spurt. But at this point, I don't really care where it comes from. I just want results,
yeah.
like I just want a height increase. I don't care where it comes from. I tell people that all the time,
You
you know.
care if it's like neck or in the face or like.
Yeah, I don't even care. Yeah, at this point, I just want something, you
Yeah.
know. Um, Another question I have is, let me look. The Grow Taller workout, did you use that? Like, did you do those things when you grew, or did you just, I know you say that you did most of it was from your first DVD, just those stretches. Did you ever like incorporate what you did in the Grow Taller workout in
Yeah,
your
yeah.
routine? Yeah.
Did I send you the Grow Taller workout? I think I sent you a copy
Yeah,
of
yeah, you sent it to me. Yeah, definitely.
it. Have you watched it all? I haven't watched
Yeah,
it.
I watched the whole thing. It was good. I mean, the meals, everything, like the couscous and everything that you ate.
Yeah, so nice, so nice. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, it was
um,
good.
all the exercises.
Yeah,
Because I know you say that you only did the stretches from the first DVD. Um, so you also did the Grow Taller workout as well, right?
yeah. Because if you remember back, like I grew taller just from doing that workout. I'm not saying that like I kept all that height now because I'm pretty sure I've actually lost it. So whether if I'd perhaps carried that on for this is the whole kind of like that's why I wrote down that college thing because I'm thinking now I'm wondering if like if I'd carried on with it would I still be about 6'3"? Now I'm pretty sure I'm not. You just know that you're not. I'm just like no,
Yeah,
probably
yeah, exactly. You can feel it. Yeah,
I can feel it, but I'm definitely like there's people in the gym who are like 6'3" and they seem like they're 6'4" to me now, and they're like, oh shit, have I shrunk?
yeah,
But no, it's just one of them things. Like I definitely grew from it, but I think it was more of to prove a point that it does. Like all the exercise and stuff in the Grit Taller workout do work. And I think to keep that height though, you'd have to be consistent, and I do need to find out whether at what point does that cartilage harden? At what point do you sort of you can tick the box and say, you know what, I've got that permanent height. That's it. I've got it. I don't need to worry
yeah,
about it. Because that'd be great. That'd be like I'd probably do it again to be honest.
yeah.
Just do it.
I I know a lot of people say bone density is good. I guess taking vitamin D is good, and calcium. But the thing is, let's say if your bones are too hard or too dense, doesn't that make it harder to grow? Like I've always thought of that. Like if the bone is too dense, so to speak, does
Mm,
it make it harder for it to grow because it's not as malleable?
yeah,
You
true.
know, I've thought of that. It's just one of
Yeah,
those thoughts.
yeah, definitely, yeah. Because everything kind of you have to ask yourself all these different questions. I don't know. Is there a test for that they can do to find out?
I'm not sure. I think it's just more like you can feel if your bone, like with me, I notice to me, in my calves, like the shin bone, it feels like it's hard, and I have really thick calves, and I hate it because I feel like it kind of prevents me from expanding like my leg growth, you know? I feel like if I had skinnier legs like my dad's always telling me, "Oh, I wish I had big legs like you, John." And I tell him, no, you don't, you know? And I'm like, I wish I had your legs. I'd be able to probably get taller by now, you know? Even though he's shorter than me, but I feel like if he were to do like a leg extent, like a what do you call it, a shin routine, that he'd probably get more results from me just because he has smaller legs than me, like
Yeah,
thinner, you know.
we'd have to do the test, wouldn't we? You'd have to try and we'd have to do some kind of test. I'm not sure if there's any kind of test.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if there's any kind of experiment been done like that. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really researched.
yeah. That's why I really try to like run, like really create micro fractures because I'm aware that my leg bones are probably going to take more than somebody that's 120 pounds. You know what I mean? It's going to take more impact, you know,
Yeah,
no doubt about that.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah, I there's another question we have is jumping like basketball, uh, stuff like that, is that good? Like, or is that going to compress the spine too much because of the impact?
Jumping. Personally, I think jumping is probably one of the best things people from every case that I mean, it was either somebody in here or somebody who commented on the recording of the last webinar, and someone said that basically that they'd grown from doing the Grow Taller program and playing basketball and jumping. But I've heard that so many times about people who have done basketball and have been consistently jumping and having that kind of that explosive, explosive power in a way to reach for the basket or whatever. I don't know all the moves in basketball, but the amount of times that people have said that they've grown from that kind of routine, you know, you couldn't count them on your hands. It's you know,
Yeah,
I'm sure it was someone who commented on the last webinar video. But I've heard it time before. But I mean, even when I had the first DVD, people who were jumping. So no, I don't think it has a negative effect. No, 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 no. Because
yeah,
I don't know whether it's something to do with like because it's an explosive action. Like you can even get like jump routines on how to jump higher. Whether the actual explosive action is causing more, I don't know, sort of HGH maybe, as well as
yeah,
kind of you're stretching. And also you got to think when you're jumping in midair, technically, everything should be kind of decompressed, right? Because your whole body isn't on the ground.
true.
I
But the
don't
thing
know.
is
I don't
when
know.
you yeah, because then people say that when you come back to the ground, that the impact, I guess, I don't know. I think it's good. I think as long as you stretch before and after, I think you're all set,
Yeah, yeah,
you know. Um, Let me think what else. Yeah, I can hear myself echo. Is that
Sorry, I didn't mean to try and turn this down. Sorry,
it's
dude.
kind of weird hearing myself echo. Yeah.
It's probably because I'm not talking. So basically, what you're just getting the reverb or whatever.
Yeah, basically.
Reverb, herb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um yeah, jumping I think is pretty good. People will argue it's kind of like it's kind of like squats because some people say, oh, it's bad because it compresses you, and then other people say it's good because it increases growth hormone. So it's in that same category, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah, it's one of them. It's some people are going to be willing to try it. Some people are going to be like, nah, I don't want to take the risk because whatever program or routine they have might be working for them, even if it is only a small percentage. So they don't want to put that
Yeah,
risk, which I can understand. To be fair, I can understand, but I don't know. Some things are worth it as a last minute
yeah,
resort. You can always try it as a last minute resort, can't you? If nothing's working for you, you know.
definitely.
Yeah.
I know
So
you say your brother, when he grew taller, like he had that big growth spurt. Was he drinking a lot of protein shakes? Like, do you think protein shakes are definitely good for growing taller? Like,
I don't think they're essential. I mean, they do the job for me. It's just a
because
fast.
I love protein shakes. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
nice.
quick.
Yeah, like I've just done a workout before I came here, and and I feel like my body's it's sort of crying out for some kind of nutrition that it can digest really quickly. Like it doesn't want a steak because it would take hours for that to digest. It doesn't want. I feel
Definitely.
like,
Even
yeah,
tuna. Yeah.
it doesn't even want that. No, no, it's just like it wants some kind of like liquid or something like very easy digesting. And yeah, protein shake is ideal for that. Definitely, definitely. I don't know if they're essential. Like, there's like with this whole intermittent fasting thing. People will argue that in your fasting window you can get all the protein that you need, and I understand that. I've definitely done it myself, and it does work. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Sometimes it's good to listen to your body. Everyone's different, aren't they? Some people will adapt better to intermittent fasting than others, and some people will just prefer to keep eating every 3 to 4 hours. So I don't know.
When you did a Grow Taller program, what kind of supplements did you take? Did you take any supplements really, or like, is there any that you think will work?
I think if I was to go back and do it again, I mean, I can't remember everything I was taking. I think I was having a bit of protein, not particularly anything special. It wasn't like any like special high gainer, protein.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
just like a
definitely,
standard.
yeah.
It was just like a standard protein.
Standard whey protein, yeah.
Yeah, standard whey protein. Let me think. Any particular supplements? I definitely wasn't taking glucosamine. Definitely wasn't taking that. Definitely wasn't taking cod liver oil. And do you know what? No, I don't think I was. I don't think I was taking anything in
Yeah.
particular. Just protein. I think I was having at the time.
Yeah,
Protein.
because I take a lot of supplements. I take there's this men's routine on it's on a website called I forget what it's called, Easy Growth or something like that, and it's basically melatonin, niacin, and you take that at night before you go to sleep. And it's supposed to boost your HGH. So
Mm,
I take that every night along with glucosamine, fish oil, and in my protein. That's it.
nice, nice. Niacin is
Yeah.
that supposed to help you sleep? Am I right in saying?
Niacin, yeah, definitely, yeah. Niacin and melatonin, both of them
Yeah.
help you get a good sleep and help your body to release HGH. Another
Uh,
amino acid I take too is called L-arginine. I
L-arginine.
heard,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, I take that as well. It's in a lot of height gain supplements, so to speak. I think Growth Flex V, I think it's like a mixture of arginine and ornithine and calcium, I think.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So I basically, instead of buying Growth Flex V, I just go to the store and buy set the what's in the Growth Flex V, but separate.
So you make
You know,
your own growth flex V
basically,
concoction.
yeah,
Yeah, why not? Why not, dude?
exactly right. It makes more sense. It's cheaper, and it's more convenient, I think.
Yeah. Apparently, am I right in saying that Skin Tight Flash was going to come to this hangout, or is he? Oh no, wait, hold on. Chang James, Skin Tight Flash is doing Google Hangouts Tuesday, 8 p.m.
Tuesday, yeah, can't wait. Hopefully
I
he
might
sticks by his word.
I might try and come to that.
Yeah, definitely.
That'd
I
be
don't.
great.
He hasn't given a link to it or anything. I don't know how he's hosting it.
Yeah, I wonder if he'll have the same trouble that I had when I first did my first hangout, where literally everyone just came on the
Yeah, I
speaker,
remember
and like
that.
it's just so awkward. It's like everyone's talking over each other. You can't have a proper conversation, you know.
Yeah, that sucks.
People have to sort of sit back and listen to two people have a conversation. I feel like with two people it's fine. With three, I don't know. But any more than
Yeah.
two, yeah, it's not good, man. Because you got to think as well, the internet connection as well. So you know,
Yeah.
might be a bit laggy. So
I have a PDF book from this guy called Dennis Rainey, and it's called Grow Taller After Puberty. And he really emphasizes, I mean, he claims he gained 6 inches at 27 years old, which
wow,
is a big
nice.
drastic change. And he says one of the biggest things he did was cycling with the seat raised.
Yes, yes. Well, like if you know
Yeah,
that's definitely incorporated into the Grow Taller Pyramid secret. Putting that notch up every I think it's every month. I think we try and I
yeah,
mean, you can't. I mean, realistically, you can't do it every month. But if you can, you know, if you got the option to, then try. You know, so
yeah. Because I've actually been thinking of buying a stationary bike and doing that, especially because it snows a lot here. I can't really use my bicycle. It actually snowed today, and it's April
what the
3rd.
fuck, really?
Yeah, it's weird over here in New England, like the Northeast part of the United States. It literally snows when you least expect it. We had 60-degree weather, all of a sudden it snows, and I have a really expensive bicycle, like it's
Yeah,
$300 bicycle, but I can't use it. So I'm either thinking of making it stationary
yeah.
or just buying a whole new just stationary bike and just doing that. Um, did you ever do stationary when you were growing taller, or?
No, I definitely did used to cycle though. Not like not competitive, but I remember when I was 13 years old, I had my first paper round, and I think I carried that on. So literally, I'd be on my bike twice a day. So I'd do the paper round. I'd deliver the newspapers in the morning, and I'd deliver them at night. I think I also went to school on my bicycle as well. So probably like three times a day, from the age of like 13 to about 16 ish.
Wow.
So yeah. I needed that money at the time.
Yeah, I definitely want to incorporate that too into my routine.
Yeah, you know, the only thing I don't like about cycling, I never used to do it, but everyone who does spinning and cycling over here seems to get that terrible posture. Have you seen some of the cyclists? Oh my god,
Yeah, they
they're
have
like,
horrible.
you know, the backs are like, you know, it's
The
terrible.
hunched over.
Yeah, like really bad, really bad. And I think, like, yeah, you know, you can cycle for like 30 miles, but your body's fucked. It's like,
Exactly.
I mean,
I noticed a lot of cyclers do have long shins though. I was at a place and there was this guy doing cycling. It was Mohegan Sun, yeah. I was at the gym, the fitness room, and there was this guy doing cycling, and I mean, the size of his shins, like the length of them, was unbelievable. I think they were longer than his thighs. I was like, wow. So, and that's all he did. You didn't see him lift weights. You just basically cycling, and then he left. He cycled for about half an hour, then
yeah,
left. So I'm like, man, maybe he has a secret that I don't know, you know?
yeah,
Uh,
maybe. I suppose
yeah,
in a sense, when you think about it, when you're on the bicycle, your legs to a certain extent are decompressed. Even though there's you know you're pushing the pedals, you haven't got your full body weight on top of your legs. So
yeah,
you're allowing them to move a lot more freely, allowing the cartilage in your knees to. Well, they say anyone with knee injuries, they always seem to point them towards the bicycle. So
yeah.
definitely good for injuries and stuff. But yeah. I think that's definitely one of the reasons why we incorporated it in the Grow Taller Pyramid secret, just because we just couldn't leave that kind of thing out, especially when like you say, most people who you see cycle do have long legs and long shins, and there's got to be some kind of connection there.
There has to be. Yeah,
There
definitely.
has to be. But on the flip side, you just got to be careful that you don't fuck up your posture.
Yeah, that I know, right?
You'll gain all this height in your shins, and then you'll lose it in your posture, and then you're back to square one.
Yeah, that's what sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
How heavy do you think someone that's 180 pounds should go on the squat? Like, if I do decide to do squats, like 135, 120, like like, or could I just basically just skip the weightlifting part and just do jump squats? Could I just substitute it with jump squats?
You know what? Just you really need to just concentrate on your form above everything first. So start with
Yeah,
nothing. Start with absolutely nothing. You need to make
yeah,
feel the exercise, because if you don't feel it, in fact, I was watching a video on the Hodge twins. You know the Hodge twins, right? On YouTube.
yeah. I love those guys. They're so funny, man.
Funny man. And they were doing like a chest press the other day, and they were doing something ridiculous like 4 plates aside on the chest press, and they said, "Man, we did 4 plates aside. We didn't feel nothing." And they're right there, because you can go too heavy, and a lot of the pressure is on your joints, and your form's terrible.
I know. I was there. I was at that point. I mean, I was a weightlifter, especially in high school, and I used to do some crazy stuff that I regret now. I mean, if I took that time and put it towards my height, I think I would be at my goal by now. So that's definitely one of my biggest regrets is, doing heavy weights. And I mean, I don't know about this, Lance, but hopefully it hasn't stunted my growth or prevented me from making progress.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, to be fair, I haven't seen, like, I know it's like an old wives' tale that, doing weights will stunt your growth, but the evidence isn't necessarily there. I've read studies on it, and the correlation, it's not significant enough to sort of show that, apart from an exception, which is like children who do like gymnastics, but they start even younger. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know what age did you start doing weights?
13 or 14.
Yeah. So like a normal kind of age. But I mean,
Yeah, definitely. I was already past puberty and stuff, so
yeah.
yeah,
But I mean, these kids
yeah.
that do gymnastics, a lot of them are really short, and they do.
They start too young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're trying to develop the muscle so strong. It's such a young age that it does stunt them. But I mean they're starting like before puberty, so it's like no
Yeah,
wonder.
that's dangerous. Yeah,
Yeah,
no
that is
wonder.
dangerous. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But as far as puberty, the research isn't particularly there. In fact, it tends to go in the other direction, really, like with more people being taller because you've got like the growth hormone and the
Yeah.
regime and stuff like that. So hopefully, you'll get the second growth spurt that you want, man. It's just trying to find that right combination of things that your body's looking for. See, the combination is like, it's different for every person, I believe. Some things
Yeah,
work for some
definitely.
people. So, like the whole basketball thing, man. I mean, you could try that and it might not work for you, but yeah, it's worked for loads of other people. It's just finding what works for you is it's probably the hardest thing about growing taller, because you can't just monitor it over like a month. It's not like weight loss where you can say, well, I've lost so many pounds this month. With growing taller, you're lucky if you can see differences every 2 months. That's like ideal. That's great. It's like you could try something for 2 months and you can see like, well, hold on a minute, like I've lost height by doing this. I'm going to stop doing this. But
Oh yeah.
even then, like sometimes it can take like 3 to 6 months to see if something's working or not. So
Oh,
it's
no doubt about that. I know how it's been with me. It's half an inch, that's all. I mean, to me that's a lot. I look at it as an accomplishment. Some people may think, yeah, half an inch is nothing. That could just be posture. I already had good posture before I started the program. So, it had nothing to do with posture. I believe what I gained was real height gain. It's just that I haven't really got a big growth spurt, and that's what I'm waiting for. Of,
Yeah,
even an inch or two, I'll be happy. Kind of
yeah,
like similar to what happened with Skin Tight Flash. I kind of consider what he got as a growth spurt,
definitely.
especially for somebody his age, even though it was only an inch and a half, 2 inches, it's still a growth spurt. I
Yeah.
consider that a growth spurt because even though it's not 6 inches, 5 inches, it's still significant, especially for his age.
How old is Skin
And
Tight Flash? Does anyone know?
I think when he started doing the program, he was like 35. I think he's around 37 now.
37. Because there's a guy who's been asking about growing taller in here, who's 37, and I said to him just before you came on, I said that Skin Tight Flash would be a great guy to speak to because they're similar ages, and I think he wants the same kind of gain that Skinner's had. So yeah.
Yeah, I want the same gain Skin has had, and I'm 17 years younger than him.
Yeah, I bet
I
he
just
wishes
think
he
it's
was in your
amazing.
shoes though. I bet Skin wishes he was in your shoes because he'd probably implement everything. He'd probably go
I know,
nuts.
right? Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, I meant to ask him this because I know you haven't done this. It's called lateral synovial joint loading, LSJL. I keep meaning to ask him about that because, to be honest, I think he's tried that. I know you didn't. I think you told me that you haven't tried that, if I'm correct.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I haven't even.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Actually, it's basically what it is you take like a clamp. It's a tool, right? It's like a clamp that you use for, I think they use it for carpentry, and you just lightly put it on your ankle and you squeeze it, and that's supposed to, I guess, I don't know, awaken the growth plate or something like that.
All right.
Um, yeah, it's supposed to like I don't know. I don't really know too much to the science of it. It's kind of complex. Like I try to read it, and there's all these big words,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it says it's supposed to like I guess send blood to that growth plate area, and maybe it could grow. But
Wow. Wow.
yeah, I can send you a link PDF on it. I have a PDF on it. I'll
Yeah,
definitely
that'd be
send it to you,
interesting,
Lance.
man. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
I'll
Do
send it
you
to
know
your
whether
Facebook.
we could? In fact, I tell you what, we could. I might even ask Skin about that on Tuesday if he does do his hangout. So that would be interesting to ask him.
Yeah,
It's gonna be crazy that hangout is. It's
I
gonna be
know. I
nuts.
can't wait. I can't wait.
Because he's a real character as well, Skin Tight Flash, and it's like,
He is. He's funny.
yeah, he is funny. Are you all right, John? If I just take some questions from everybody else, is that okay?
Oh yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm kind of stealing the show here.
It's okay. It's okay, man.
Yeah.
It's okay. I was gonna take some questions. Then, if no one else comes up back on, you can come back on and we can talk some more, man. All right.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
All right then, dude. Okay.
All right, man.
All right. I'll speak to you soon. All right. Stay with us, man. Stay with us.
Definitely.
Right, guys. Sorry that me and John just kind of went off on a tangent there. Let's see what questions we've got. Let's see what questions. So, okay, let me just go back. So, just delete that one. We've answered that one. Right. So the next question that we have is from Chris CT. Lance, must I be hardcore to weigh food portions every time? Lance, must I be hardcore? Um, I, I kind of don't understand what you mean. Like hardcore, like do you mean mentally, like prepared, or Lance? Must I be hardcore to weigh food proportions every time? Or does he mean does he need to be hardcore into it to My Fitness Pal is easy. That's what you need to do, Chris. I've been telling everybody about My Fitness Pal for the past sort of 3 to 4 weeks. But check out one of my last videos about technology that can help you to grow taller. You need to get MyFitnessPal, because that makes it all easy. You don't need to be hardcore then. You can just literally scan your foods and you'll be sorted. It'll tell you exactly how much protein, how much calcium, how many calories, and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I hope that answers. I hope that's what you were looking for. But yeah, it's kind of a funny question. Yeah, and Bahrain Kaifel says he's 5'9", so yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so yeah, like we were saying, Bahrain, skin has gained. Well, John just said between 1.5 to 2 inches. So if you're 5'9" now, you could be looking like 5'11". So 6 foot, only another inch away. So it's definitely possible, dude, especially at 37. But Skin Tight Flash is doing a webinar. Chang just told me the time. Chang James says he's doing it on Tuesday, 8 p.m. CST time. So for me, 2 a.m. UK time. So yeah. Okay, next question. Matt. Hey, Matt, how you doing? Lance, does doing jumps like basketball jumps, would it be good or bad for height gains, or will it have a negative effect on the growth or pyramid secret routine? Please, can you get me on the mic next? Okay, yeah, we will. But I think we kind of answered that question when I was just talking to John about it. So you did ask that at 5:37. So I'm assuming you were watching the answer to that question. So, okay. Matt again. Plus, going again back to last week, what are good ways to harden the cartilage between the spine or the knees? That is something, Matt, that I need to look into because I'm not 100% on what it is. Does it go to a softening stage, or does it just suddenly harden after you stretch for so long? I don't know. I need to find that out for next week. So watch this space. Okay, which stage? This is from Ray L. Which stage is the best time to use a bottle of AU? Interesting question. To be honest, Ray, any time's a good time to use Ayurvedic, but I don't know. Best time. I'd perhaps only use it once you've done everything else first. If you were thinking about an ideal time to use it, if you've got your bottle right now and you're kind of thinking, right, I don't want to use it, maybe just hold back on it, try everything else first, and then use it as like your last minute resort, because it is expensive. So yeah. And Bernie Keifel, how do I get on the webinar? Oh, it's 6:14. 6:14. Oh, do you mean you want to talk? Well, if you want to talk, put your hand up and I can try and get you on the mic. Tell you what, Bahrain Keifel, tell you what, because we have spoke to Matt last week in depth. No offense, Matt, but we have spoke to you before, so we'll try and get some fresh faces on here. Before I go to Bahrain Keifel, what you have to do, Bahrain, you have to go. If you look where you do the chat, you need to kind of put your hand up so I can see that you're putting your hand up. But somebody else called Hardy Holpus has put his hand up as well. So I'm assuming that Hardy, do you want to come up and have a chat? Ask him now, ask him. Hardy, do you want to come on the mic? Sometimes we had this last week where people put their hands up and then they didn't necessarily want to talk. So we've had another question in. Oh wait, we've got loads in now. Hold on. Matt, Lance, it's okay. John asked the questions for me. I don't need the mic yet. All right, cool, no problem. How do you get on the web? Oh, how do I get on the webinar for Tuesday? Says Bahrain. We don't know yet. Like we just said, Skin Tight Flash hasn't given out the links yet. But if you stay tuned with, John, could you add Bahrain to one of the Facebook groups so he could stay in touch with you guys about Skin Tight Flash's Google Hangout or something? And then if you just speak to John, he knows shit. So yeah, he'll sort you out, man. And Lance, I have a couple of questions. This is Hardy. How tall are your parents? How long do you recommend to hang on a bar every time? And do you recommend elevator insoles? Would you like to come up and talk to us, Hardy? I'll see if I can find you. No pressure. Let's see if he replies. It's always nice to get fresh faces on this, as keen as other people will be watching. Hardy. I've definitely put the request in, Hardy. So, and then I'll give you the answers to what you want to know. Has it worked? Don't think he's accepting it. I think he's gonna stay silent. And as for Mr. Keifel, Jon Neno is going to add you to the Facebook group, so you can get those links as soon as Skin sends them to John and the rest of the group. So, well, Hardy, it doesn't look like you're coming on the mic. So what I'm going to say is, your first question: how tall are your parents? Okay, so to be honest, I think my dad used to be taller than he is now. I think he used to be, but I'd say my dad is probably about 5'10" on a good day, I would say. On a bad day, maybe like 5'8". I haven't measured him, to be honest. Sometimes it can be a bit deceiving, because you know dads have got that like dad weight, and sometimes they look taller than they actually are. So yeah, probably between 5'8" to 5'10" is my dad, and my mom is probably about 5'6", 5'7", something like that. So yeah, and she's pretty much always really been the same height. So, excuse me. How long do you recommend to hang on a bar every day? And how do you recommend elevator insoles? Well, elevator insoles are good if, like, you know, you're perhaps going out for something and you kind of just feel like, to be honest, I used to have these like pirate boots or military boots, and they had like 1.5 inch heel. And when I used to go out in them, and it is nice feeling a little bit taller. So I understand why you probably want to wear elevator insoles. It's cool. It does feel, especially when you're not used to like being so far up. Like when I used to wear these boots, I used to feel like, even though it was only 1.5 inches, I felt taller, which was cool. And then yeah, that was cool. But yeah. Oh, hang on a bar. How long do you recommend to hang on a bar? Well, what were we doing with Harry and James? We did it I think it was every day, and then we did like 5 sets as long as you can. So I think we tried to do at least, the actual hang time was at least like 30 to 60 seconds. So I think if you could do that like twice per day, you definitely. But like John said, he's got his inversion table, and he goes on that for half an hour, so he's definitely covered with the inversion table. But as far as hangs, yeah, you want to be doing it for at least, you want to be hanging for at least kind of 5 solid minutes, I'd say, a day. You know, a full 5 minutes of your spine in that, you know, decompression. So I hope that answers your question. It's a shame you're not going to come on the mic. It's nice to talk to new people. So, yeah. Okay. Is there anyone else who wants to come up and speak on the mic and have a free chat? Share some of your wisdom or ask some of your questions? Chris CT, Lance, is the Grow Taller Pyramid Secret Ultimate Package still available? Yes, it is. It is still available, yes. Do you want me to send you the link? can send you the link if you want. But right now, we've only got another 7 minutes. So does anyone want to come and chat? Because I'm trying to keep it strict this week. I know last week I think we went over by about 40 minutes or something. Amy was getting mad. So I'm going to try and keep it strict this week. See, if we keep it strict, then that means we can get more content in a shorter space of time. So hopefully I think I am going to start doing these every Sunday because I think it's good. I think it is good to get people together. But we just need to get more people on the cams, more people on the mics, and more attendees. So anybody else want to come up on the... Anybody want to talk for 5 minutes? I know Nino will, if no one else does, I'm sure. Or does anybody have any other questions, like in the questions box that we've got here? Lance, are you going to be there for the skin tight flash ting? Do you know what? Hopefully, yeah, because that's not a bad time, you know. 2 a.m. UK time. I should be able to do that. That should be fine on the Tuesday. Yeah, that should be fine. So hopefully, Nino, make sure you send me the link on Facebook, and then we can all speak to Skin. It'd be nice to speak to him. I haven't spoken to him for a while, so yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Oh wait, we've got some questions in. We've got some questions from Matt Riddell. Lance, another question. Does swimming permanently lengthen the spine? Not necessarily, no. I know it does help with the decompression, but you know, if you just go for swimming, if you just swam once, you know, once a week, I wouldn't say. I'd say regularly, yes. You know, regular. Any kind of regular thing that you implement will help. And I think obviously that the longer that you're in the water, the longer then your spine's effectively decompressed. So I think so. Yeah, swimming is definitely good, Matt. Definitely. And Jon Neno says, if nobody wants to talk, I'll definitely check back in. I think that is a good idea, John. I think I'm going to invite you for the last 5 minutes of this call. Yeah, let's get Neno back on. This could be the Neno special with only Jon Neno stepping up to the stage. I've just sent the request, so if you get it, accept it. We can talk some more. Ugh, I feel terrible in this lighting. Why are my cheeks so red? They weren't this red last week. Are you there, John? We've only got 4 minutes left, dude. Let me add you again. This system is really doesn't always work sometimes. I have added you, John. Hopefully, we'll be able to get you back on just before the clock turns 30. Oh wait, we've got another question here from Chris. Lance, I got sweaty palms. How can I hang on and hold better? Well, to be honest, you know what I use for my I use these for pull-ups now. Very cheap, very good. I'm sure you'll be able to find some alternative. Super grip gloves. Now, to be honest, you do kind of look like a dustbin man or a bin man, trash man when you wear them. Like serial killer gloves. But no word of a lie, these are fantastic for the grip. You know, when you do, because you can't. There's always this argument of like, well, if you use gloves, then you won't be able to build your forearms. But these are just like, they're just great for just gripping to that bar. So super grip gloves. These were like 99 pence from like my local hardware store. Trying to think if there's any special kind of like ingredients. They're just called Nitrily Dipped Glove Nitrile. So that's going to be backwards though, isn't it? You're not going to be able to read that. I'm so stupid. But yeah, these grip gloves, try them. Chang also says, Lance, have you heard from Shavron? I heard he gained 2 inches from ankle weights. No, I haven't actually. I have seen him. I have seen him on Facebook, but I haven't seen that conversation about him growing 2 inches. Maybe John will be able to answer that. Nino says, he won't let me send it again. We've got 1 minute to go, John. I might have to leave it, man. We've got one last question. How long does the fluctuation last? How long to grow in your legs? And by the way, I'm using your video stretch. Is there anything else to add to it, like stretch or exercise? That's from Luke Smith. So how long does the fluctuation last? That's the first part of your question, Luke. So, well, it depends. You know, like if you look at Harry and James, they were kind of fluctuating for, felt like ages, to be honest. It was definitely months. So you can expect fluctuations to last at least months, maybe even years. So yeah, fluctuations are quite but that's always a good sign, though. That's always, if you're going up and down, that's, to me, that's kind of like, well, your body sort of saying, well, I'm gonna give you indications that you're ready to grow taller, but you need to put in the effort and do the rest of the stuff. And okay, what was the other part of the question? How to grow in your legs. And by the way, I'm using your video stretch. How to grow in your legs. I wonder if you've seen the video of the leg stretch. Check it out. Have a look at my YouTube channel. There's a link for the stretch which says how to grow just in your legs. Check that out. That's a good stretch. Is there anything else to add to it, like stretch or exercise? Oh, there's loads of stuff. That's why we're here. There's just like this crazy, unbelievable code, and everyone's code is different to help you to grow taller. So yeah, it's there's not just one simple answer for that, unfortunately, Luke. But watch this space and stay with the group. We'll try and give you as much advice as we can. And that's all we got time for today, guys. Thank you very much for attending. Unfortunately, John, I couldn't get you in for the last 5 minutes. It's I don't know what's going on with this system, man. It's like 1 minute I add you and it's okay, and the next minute I try and add you and it doesn't work. But he says, no problem, man. Haha, remember, just put this on YouTube. I like it for reference. Definitely doesn't talk like that. Yeah, sorry about that, John. But hey, I'll speak to you all on Facebook, and we'll probably do the same thing next week. And yeah, okay, cool. Right, everybody, thanks for coming. Have a great Sunday evening, whatever you are doing. I think I'm just gonna do a bit of cleaning and yeah, get ready for Monday tomorrow. So all right, take care, everybody. Be sure to watch this again on YouTube for reference if there was something that you forgot about or you missed. It should be going up in the next sort of 5 minutes or so. So like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. And hopefully we'll do the same again next week, maybe around the same time. Maybe. I'll let you know. All right. Ciao.